Yo, yo, yo. What's up? What's up? Got a Casty cast for you guys. And got a 2 vs 2 from SCW. GameToss sent me this one. So it was a good one. So it's a little bit long, but gonna do it. I don't think I've done a longer 2 vs 2. So yeah, we'll get right into it, and then maybe I'll talk a little bit about sports for a little bit, about the Bears playing and stuff. But we got GameToss on the Zerg top right. He's partnered up with TealSilverSteal, aka Dano, playing against ViperClass. We've seen Dano in a couple of my casts, and then we got ViperClass. He's been in a couple of my casts as well. Good player. Actually, we saw his Terran recently. He's got a nice 2 vs 2 Terran, and we saw Speech as well. So and Speech has a pretty good Protoss. So everybody in this game is good. So we got Speech and his partner Class, ViperClass, on the Terran. Hopefully this SCV doesn't go down. Gonna have to cancel and get him out of there. And looks like Dano is going to go with a choke, and GameToss is going to go with a choke. So saving up 3 larvae for 6 Zerglings, and Dano going to get scouted out. I think this is a full blockage here. I don't think Azel can get through this, but I'm not 100% sure. So, and maybe Dano will use this over here for an expo or something like that, but doesn't look like it. We got 2 zealots coming out from Speech, and he went with 4 gateways. He's getting a quick gas because they're realizing they're up against a choke, and we'll see how they play this one. Sending in these 2 zealots, not going to be able to get anything done here. Here's your 8 Zerglings from GameToss, and so he's going to be able to harass Speech. I don't think Speech is going to be ready for this, so we will see how he handles this. He's probably going to have to stack attack. Killed, I think it was Dano's probe. Going to spread here. He's got a couple of zealots that's just spawned. So probably going to put these guys over his probes. And I'm guessing GameToss is going to be super annoying with these and keep running these around. Got a couple Ryans coming in here from ViperClass to help out. There goes a probe. And there goes a second probe. I think you might get one more. 3 probes at least. And also making Speech have to spread. That always slows the person down. So we'll see maybe if he's going to go hide this somewhere. It's going to die. So we'll see if maybe he'll hide a couple Zerglings and then get a scout off later. Here is a Barracks gonna try by ViperClass, gonna try to sneak this in, and this actually might work against GameToss here. He doesn't have any defense and he doesn't have any vision of this. So, and the academy is already done, and he's guessing stim, yeah, and stim's really close. So as soon as this finishes, I think he's gonna float that over. GameToss gonna get a chamber up here to kind of get some blockage in case he does get attacked. He's got 5 Sunkens. This is a pretty big army, a couple medics in here as well, so this might not go good for him. Let's see what Dano's up to. This barracks is going to float in, and yeah, so we got an attack on GameToss right now. So, and they're going to be able to run right past this, and I'm not sure, maybe they're going to try to run past. I don't know if that's the best option, though. He's trying to kill these Sunkens, but they're slowly busting through, and there's a couple of fire bats in here, so not looking too good for GameToss. And Dano gonna send a couple of zealots and help out a little bit, but not really able to do too much. And the choke is gonna go down. Here's the fire bats. Is he gonna lose his drones here. Ooh, lost that side, so he lost about 10. And gonna lose all of his drones right there. So down to 4 drones. Absolutely devastating. Huge, huge. And he's only got 3 drones now. So I think he built something. Doesn't even have the money to build, make this into a sunken. So using these Zerglings, he's probably going to try to send these Zerglings over here. Going to see the Firebats. Firebats can take out another drone. He does have 2 sunkens here, so GameToss telling his partner they lost all of his drones. There's a probe in his base from Dano, so Dano might. We'll see if Dano maybe builds some cannons of some sort, but Dano already has a drop, a Reaver drop. But ViperClass already has turrets on the side, so. And he's going with a quick siege, so maybe he's going to try to siege and start going through this. We got 4 Firebats here, and they're going to get layered into this, so good job there by GameToss. And ViperClass going to lose 2 of those guys, and that one, the other one's going to get severely injured. So good job there by GameToss. And now we got a bunch of Zealots coming on in here. Here's that drop. Trying to survive this. Might be able to run these by, but there's still a few sunkens here. So I think GameToss is going to lose his choke here. Where did that drop go? Dano, where'd your drop go? Here's your cannon or pylon. Oh, here it is, down here. So I think he's waiting for speed, and speed is just about done. He might use 2 shuttles, sneak that in. So did not lose his choke. So good job there by GameToss. And we've seen GameToss's Zerg in the past. He's got a really nice Zerg. Here comes that drop. He's going to use both shuttles. There's a bunker back here already pulling the SCV. So nice job there. And just going to run right by. So might go into. We'll see if he tries to go into Speech's base, but here comes the full-on attack, and now GameToss is going to lose his choke. Ooh, I can make him a blue and red this game. So we got a full-on attack coming. We got a nexus, or no, a gateway. A couple gateways in here. Here comes that drop. We're gonna land and get a few kills right there. Gonna probably pick it back up. Gonna take out this bunker. And GameToss losing his, possibly might lose his main. He's losing all of his sunkens here. This is turning out to be an epic game. He's gonna lose his pool for sure, making a sunken colony right here. We'll see if they try to take his main. He can't make any units, so he might have to stack attack. But ViperClass isn't able to get any minerals, so he's waiting for his partner to send in a Dragoon. So we'll see if he tries to micro this. Here comes a couple Zealots from Dano to help out his partner. So, and he's probably making DTs in here, so that'll substantially help him. Gonna pick up that Reaver, I believe. No, so I think it died. So Speech was able to help out his partner, and Speech has a robotics. Looks like he's gonna get an observer though. And is this still producing? No. So ViperClass is pretty low on money. We got a couple Templars in here. We got a DT. So GameToss did survive, and now Dano looks like he's in the lead. He's got about 50 probes. Speech has about 50 probes as well, and Speech went more of a mass build. So he's probably got an observer on the way, or he already has an observer. So Speech building some cannons for his partner, so smart move there. Gonna take out this little barracks, so not gonna lose any more of his drones here. But looks like we got a full-on attack coming against GameToss again, and GameToss cannot catch a break. But there is a DT, but there's probably an observer that's gonna be coming along, so DT won't last too long, but it's gonna help out for a while. We got another drop from Dano right here. And gonna micro the Dragoons back a little bit. And Dano will probably pull these guys back with the sunkens if he catches it, but looks like they might get sniped out by these Dragoons first. Here's your DTs. But there is an observer here. But here comes that drop. So we'll see if he can get a drop on Speech here. And the Terran ViperClass is trying to slowly recover. Might want to get another command center. And here is a full-on attack. So yeah, GaemToss is going to be okay. Here's that drop. Going to sneak it in. Going to pull his probes. Ooh, he lost about 40 or so of his probes. So good job there by Dano. And Dano has 4, 8, 11, and the 12th gateway on the way. Going to be able to just start getting out of here. He is getting boxed in. And so, nice little stim there by ViperClass, putting that depot there. And we'll see if Speech needs to try to start dropping a little bit. Nice move here by ViperClass, putting this over the minerals. You can still get it, but it's just extremely annoying. And Speech gonna come and help out his partner ViperClass as Dano tries to bust out of here. It might even try to attack the Terran. Couple DTs in here, so an observer is gonna have to come in over here, and we'll see if Dano starts building in the middle. I don't see a drop loaded up just yet. There it is. There's always so many drops in 2 vs 2, so not looking good for ViperClass right here. But there's a lot of Dragoons, and I think he's just gonna bring this drop right down the middle. And not gonna see it. Gonna pull. So he was able to pull, so didn't lose too many. Let's see if he's got enough for another storm. He only lost 7, so didn't lose too many. These DTs are absolutely doing some work. And GaemToss is slowly building up over here. He's got a Hydro Stun. He's getting Lurker upgraded. So this game is turning into a sick fest right here. So, and I think the Protoss and Terran are going. Here comes another drop. Gonna drop that Templar. So, but these cannons are really helping out a lot for the Terran here. So, I think Speech is gonna Legend Speech is going to try to box, and he's got the probe right here. He's gonna try to box in Dano here, and Dano's just gonna keep dropping while he waits for his partner to build up. And I think he does have a lair. See, he's got a chamber on the way. He's got pretty good defense. We'll see if he just starts making a bunch of macro hatcheries. Dano at 145 supply. Speech at 112 supply. So it does appear that Speech is back. He built another Nexus. His economy is back. Thought that was a drop. No. So I think there's a drop coming over here. So here comes the full in box in. So now I think they're might try to go after the Zerg. We'll see. Here comes the drop. Couple scans coming down, and his Speed are gonna pull his probes to the side. Not gonna get that one off. So that would have been a huge hit. Huge hit. And I think Dano might have to go with Reavers of some sort. The one thing is the Terran is in such a good position right here. You could put all your tanks on the side, and all of Dano's units will just absolutely get blasted as they start coming out here. So 2 more macro hatcheries for GaemToss here. He's got some lurkers, and I'm sure he's gonna probably get a Queen's Nest and try to get Guardians as soon as he can. Able to kill that observer that was in his base. Here are a couple cannons out here, and Class gonna use some of an Expo for his depots. Here comes the attack. No observers here, so these lurkers will save the day. I do think that Dano might need to get a couple more robotics facilities for drops. There's one, so yeah, needs to get about. Usually, you want to have about 4 robotics facilities. So then you can just keep the drops coming with lots of shuttles. Trying to attack this front here, and see how these tanks on the hill are just having a field day. So not going to really be able to bust out of this, I don't think. And here's a drop from Speech, but nothing in it. So not sure if he forgot to pick up the Templar, or he accidentally reloaded it there. Here's an Expo for ViperClass, and a lot of cannons here. That's the one thing that I've noticed what Speech does is he always builds cannons for his partner. So helping out his partner nicely. And here is a drop snuck in here by Dano, and gonna go right over. Maybe even maybe he'll try to go in the corner. It looks like it might go all the way into the corner, and then he might get all of Speech's probes that way. So, and looks like we might get an attack from GameToss now. He's at 66 supply, so pretty low supply, but thinking he can take out a lot of these marine units. So there's another drop, but here comes the drop from Dano, and he's gonna get all of the probes here, and Speech gonna drop all the way down to 23. I think he did move a few, but he lost almost all of his probes down to 23. Gonna have to take all of his probes off of gas and put them on his minerals here. Maybe build a couple more extra nexuses. Here is a, yeah, look at all these guys getting blasted. So GameToss slowly trying to pull out here. Dano needs to switch up his build or units and start maybe trying to go for a massive drop, and I think that's what he's going for. So he's got a bunch of robotics here. He's got 4 shuttles, and he's getting Corsairs. So I think they have time to where GameToss and TealSilverSteal kind of have time. They can let GameToss kind of build up. There are some DTs in here. Sending these guys out. We'll probably take out all of these units. There's no observer here, and I think this drop is slowly getting prepared. And ViperClass doing a nice job with his Terran. So I always like this Terran. He's got a couple of vessels in here just in case there's a recall. His partner building a bunch of cannons in here for drops. And let's see if these bunkers are filled up. So yeah, got these bunkers filled up, so that'll help against any type of drop, even a mass drop. Is this a drop? No. And gonna keep trying to push out here, but these tanks and this blockage is just too much right now. So we'll see if maybe he's just getting rid of some of his units. I don't think there's anything in here. Oh, I guess this is a drop. So GameToss has some lurkers in here. So where did all those shuttles go? Oh, here it is. So it looks like they're going to try to coordinate a huge drop together, and they're going now. So we got this big drop coming on ViperClass together. Let's see if he's dropping all of these Zellies, pulling the SCVs, and the lurkers are going to come in. And ViperClass down to 36. That's a lot of lurkers here. But I don't think with the bunkers, not going to be able to do too much. And a nice little bunker placement over here. So all these bunkers really saving the day for ViperClass. He's still at 31. I mean, he still dropped to 31 SCVs. And going to see a little expo over here. GameToss is going to see this. Still trying to bust through the front. Let's see what the upgrades are of everyone. 202 for Dano. So pretty good upgrades for him. I'm guessing, yeah, GameToss is slowly going to be getting his upgrades. Is this a greater spire? He's getting the Defiler mount, getting his greater spire right now. Look at all these cannons over here. And GameToss is going to see all of this expo area. And Speech is still recovering from that drop. He did build an extra Nexus. That drop really hurt him a lot. Needs to still get a few more gateways. And looks like a huge Reaver drop is getting made by Dano here. And he's just about maxed out. So Speech basically has this all boxed in with his partner class and these tanks. So they might want to try to start attacking the Zerg if they can. Speech at 152 supply. ViperClass at 150-ish. He did lose a decent amount of his SCVs, but here comes the attack. But these guys, let's just see how many kills these guys have. 10, 4, 11, 25. I mean, they're just feasting on these guys right here. So just freebies right there. So maybe Dano should drop all of his Reavers right here right before he goes on a mass attack. And the one thing is, Speech, I don't see him dropping a lot. He needs to drop more in this 2 versus 2. He doesn't drop enough. He does have a drop coming now. and it does look like GameToss could get dropped, so we'll see if this happens. He does have a couple queens here to use the green stuff to slow down on any drops, and some DTs in his base from his partner. His drop should be getting close to being ready, I think. Here it is. So massive drop gonna get dropped on ViperClass. Trying to break out, so I think they are gonna break out. GameToss is definitely gonna break out. He's got using the swarm nicely. That's when you know that person is good at Zerg. They use the swarm nicely, and they continue to use it. It's got a lot of defilers here. Gonna keep pushing out, and I think they're gonna take the middle. This drop still hasn't come through, so couple Templars here gonna storm these lurkers. That's gonna get those taking out a lot of those lurkers there. And I think a defiler died right there, but still another defiler right here. Here's that big drop, and gonna storm. And the Valkyries, we saw in one of ViperClass's games, he uses the Valkyries really good against drops, so not gonna be able to get anything done. And Tank's not going to be able to do anything against the lurkers under the swarm. This guy might be a little bit out, so he might get blasted. I'm not sure if these guys are in hold position, or they just can't see. Okay, so that guy was not under the swarm. If you shoot this lurker, it would kill this lurker. Just an FYI. So it would get splash damage on that lurker. And getting all 4 upgrades, ViperClass is. And Carapace upgrade for GameToss, and now he has some Guardians here. So gonna try to break out his partner. A couple scans coming down. I think these guys might get blasted by these Valkyries. 11 Valkyries, so nice job with the scans coming from ViperClass. And he's gonna take out all of these. They're going to destroy these mutas for sure. And the Scourges are just going to spawn just in time. Take out maybe 1 or 2. Only got 1 of those Valkyries. So these Valkyries are absolutely doing mad work. Going to have to build some Spore Counties. Going to take out a lot of the Overlords as well. Probably take out all of these Overlords as well. A couple of Hydras going to help out though. So going to run out of there. Going to put some tanks on the side here to start containing the Zerg. And some Overlords over here getting murked. Dano looks like he's going to try to do some type of recall. And the map is pretty well contained. This drop has never come from speech. So I think that's one thing he needs to work on for his game. He usually gets good upgrades. He gets a good mass. But needs to work on getting drops. So we got a mass recall. Dano gonna build up his base. Looks like the Terran is all the players are basically maxed out except GameToss, who's gonna slowly build up his base. His economy is getting back to normal. He's completely contained in here. He's got a Spore Colony here. Might build even more Spore Colonies here to help out his Guardians when he does get attacked. And this guy's gonna get blasted. And GameToss has a lot of gas here, so both players are kind of waiting this out, and gonna just try to build up their bases right now. Here comes a drop, and I don't think he'll get that one off, but ooh, he did get it off. Able to get a ton, all of Viper's SCVs there. Able to sneak that in really nicely. And we got some more Valkyries getting made. And the Queens. Nice job there with the Queens. And the Devourers are going to devour this over here. With the Scourges taking that out. So, nice move there by GameToss. And I think that Speech and Viper should try to go on the offensive. They got the Protoss basically all boxed in, so I think that Speech should just go on the offensive here. He's getting a Stargate. And maybe we'll see some nukes out of ViperClass, but we got some Guardians over here. We'll see if the Valkyries come over there. He's got the Valkyries over here. More cannons. And I'm guessing a huge recall is going to get done by... I think that's what Dano's trying to go for. I don't know where his Arbiter went, though. So, a lot of Devours, a lot of Guardians here. So that'll be good. Here comes the big attack from ViperClass and Speech. And another drop trying to sneak in here, but not going to be able to get it. And as soon as that attack comes, Dano going to start trying to attack out. But there's just way too many cannons and tanks. So should maybe try to recall over here. If you could recall inside of ViperClass's base, that would do some mad work. And GameToss is going to handle this pretty easily. He's got the Devours to take out any of the Valkyries, and he's got all of the Guardians, and I'm sure he's got some upgrades. No, he doesn't have any upgrades yet on his, just about though, on his air. So, and these tanks will probably go down pretty soon. And I think GameToss is going to try to break out. Nice storms here by Speech. GameToss is going to try to break out his partner. And we'll see if ViperClass starts getting some Goliaths to help out with his tanks. So going all tanks. Doesn't really need to go Valkyries anymore. Might want to go all ground game. And still just going to keep massing up the cannons here. Speech just going to keep sending in Dragoons here. And I'm sure he's probably got like 313 upgrades. Nice Expo here from ViperClass, and he's killing some of his armories here so he can get some more defense, I think. And slowly actually pushing in here, so took out some of those Guardians. I think just because the upgrades are really helping Speech here. Let me take a sip of my energy drink. Yeah, Dano needs to kind of switch up his strategy here. These guys are not going to be able to do anything. Maybe you want to recall right here, do it or a massive drop. Keep dropping massively here. Looks like GameToss is setting a lot of his Guardians over here to take out some of these tanks and maybe just take out this choke. So, smart move there by GameToss. Nice storm, but actually stormed his partner's Valkyries there. Here comes the Valkyries though to try to take out these Guardians. And there's a radiate on the one. And use the Devours. Try to take out some of these Valkyries. I think he got some of them. And the Guardians are doing a pretty good job, but going to need some more. And looks like they're slowly working their way into GameToss's base here. I think if Speech started dropping GameToss, GameToss would be in trouble. And that drop ever come? Did he use it once maybe? I think he's got another drop possibly loading up here. So here are your tanks gonna work their way in here. Probably siege right here. So trying to go around the swarm. Or just trying to get closer and closer. Maybe go after the minerals. These lurkers are having a field day. No observer or vessel. And here's a huge drop from Dano and taking out all of ViperClass's SCVs. He does still have 45, so I think he might have pulled some, or they're just a lot of them are over here. So not going to lose his main, so good job there. Nice drop attempt there though. But his partner, GameToss, is looking like he's slowly getting pushed in here. There's your observer. And the swarm is going to save the day right here. So we'll see if another drop gets queued up or some type of recall. He does have Arbiter. One Arbiter here. And they're just going to keep trying to force their way in here. ViperClass has 3 upgrades. Here's a shuttle. Going to see this Expo right here. May try to drop that. Turn that volume up now a little bit. And going to get a hatchery up here to start trying to rebuild his choke. Some more lurkers getting made here. And here comes a drop, but nothing in it, so I just don't get it from Speech. Not doing anything with his drops here. And these Guardians are absolutely doing mad work here. Look at these guys getting trapped, blasted by the... I don't know what those things look like. So, but gonna pull them back. Look at all these lurkers too. And here comes the Valkyries from ViperClass. Gonna smoke out some of these Guardians. I might have to sneeze. Oh, bless me. And Speech building some more cannons over here. These guys will be able to get some hits off on these on those zealots, and that's going to get nicely sniped out there by ViperClass. So ViperClass and GameToss playing this one really nicely. I think Dano needs to kind of switch up his strategy. He's not really been able to do anything, and same with Speech. He needs to go with a lot more drops. So here's your Guardians, and just getting 2 versus 1 right now. Just trying to keep holding. Gonna probably build some more drones here, and ViperClass is back to 200 supply. Speech is basically maxed out. GameToss is not maxed out. Dano is at 145, so he's just making still zealots, and I don't agree with his strategy this game. So they're slowly trying to push in. Smart move here by GameToss, getting the spore colonies. They always help with your Guardians to take out any of the Valkyries. He's always getting some Devours here, so gonna go with and then almost got stormed. Ooh, very close. Was able to get that storm off just in time. So I think GameToss will be able to hold this off pretty nicely. Little expo here from Dano, and a couple units in here you could send down and help out down here for GameToss. I'm sure he's probably going to try to do a recall soon. And building just a ton of pylons over here to build an expo to help out his partner. And GameToss 5, 11, 12. So he only has 12 macro hatcheries. So trying to keep producing, it's going to be tough. So a couple Dark Archons in here. And they looks like they are slowly getting into GameToss's base right here. So some storms are coming down. So nice storm there by Dano, helping out his partner. A couple Arbiters are in here, so he might recall some of his units. I think that would be a smart move to recall some of his units into here to help out his partner, because his partner is slowly getting pushed closer and closer. Nice little stasis here. Here is your Arbiter, probably going to stasis maybe some of these guys. Going to stasis the Valkyries nicely. And a couple storms coming down, and the Guardians are going to come over here and clean this out. So with the Valkyrie stasis, these Guardians should have a field day. And here's that expo. Not going to get spotted out by Speech or ViperClass. So, and Speech still maxed out, ViperClass still maxed out, and these Nexus is completely blocking this. And is there a recall somewhere? I don't see. Just using these ARBs for stasis purposes. Gonna try to stasis these guys, but not able to right there. I think Dano gonna start making some expo units here. A couple recalls coming down, and these Valkyries are having a field day. A lot of mutas spawning. Nice little green stuff there by GameToss. And yeah, those Valkyries went down pretty quickly, with a couple more Valkyries coming back, getting made. So nice little stasis on those guys. And GameToss is maxed out basically, so he's got a lot of air units, and they're just not able to bust through the front here. They just keep sending everything that they have, but not able to bust through the front here. Nice little storm there by I keep on calling it Speech. So, a lot of tanks. I think that ViperClass might want to go with some Goliaths in there as well. And here comes a couple Arbiters from Speech here. And a little Expo here. I don't know if he's trying to get rid of these Probodobes. And nice little micro action. Going to take out some of these Guardians here with the Valkyries. Pulling these Valkyries back. A lot of Lurkers here. So these Lurkers will be able to do a nice job. Gonna have to pull an Overlord over here. And slowly trying to work in, but GameToss doing a really nice job not allowing Speech and ViperClass to get any further in than right here. So, and he's still playing off of minimal hatcheries, so doing a nice job with that. And I'm guessing he's got most of his upgrades. He's got 2-2 and a couple storms coming down. Nice storm on all of these Valkyries, so good job there. Here's that Expo, gonna make a ton of Zealots over here, and a couple carriers for Dano, 8 carriers. So what he could do is, I'm not sure if he's gonna try to bust out here, or a couple Guardians right here. So these Guardians are gonna take out this right here. I don't know if he's just gonna try to attack ViperClass with the carriers. So switching up the strategy now. But we'll see if Leech starts stasising these Guardians here, because GameToss has been literally defending all day here. And here comes the probes from Speech to get rid of some of his probes. And there's one stasis that went down on the Defiler, so, but there's still a few more Defilers here. So these swarms are just saving the day. A couple Guardians going to take out these cannons right here, and using the red stuff nicely right there on the Valkyries, and then letting the Devourers try to finish those off. So those will go down pretty quickly, but nice little storms there from Speech. So Speech doing a nice storm there. Here comes your carrier attack, but this could get stasis out pretty easily. That's the one thing I don't like about carriers. But if he does come in with an Arbiter, yeah, so stasis right there. If he does come in with an Arbiter and recall a bunch of Reavers, that'd be a good move right there. So, and this Expo over here, still making, but he's basically maxed out, so not really able to make any more units. And the supply of GameToss is slowly going down, so it looks like they're slowly working their way in here. And Speech and ViperClass basically have the whole map, and this even making a ghost from right here, so he must have some Nuke-a-Duke. So let's see if he's got one of these. Has got to have a nuke, I think. I'm gonna put some Valkyries here, and another Arb gonna go right here, and gonna stasis at just perfect timing. Gonna get the second stasis off, and just gonna make GameToss have to keep defending and defending here. So I'm guessing he's got 3-3 almost done here. I think he forgot about, oh, he's got his third one right there, but doesn't have the attack. He's low on his gas as well, so he's not able to get an Expo gas. And here comes the attack from this little Expo right here, and not really going to be able to do too much. There's just way too many cannons in the middle. Here comes the carriers to try to help out. So, and they're pretty well spread apart, but these Valkyries are going to take out all of these carriers, I think. And a couple of these carriers on stasis. These should on stasis right now, yeah. So now that these are done, now he's going to go right after the main right here. So he might be able to get the main, but these Valkyries, and nice storm action right there. So took that out super, super fast. And this Expo is going to go out. Speed's realizing that those Zealots were coming from somewhere, and they're coming from right here. So going to take that out. But GameToss is now on the offensive. So now that Speech is occupied over here taking out this Expo. GameToss is able to slowly start busting out here. Gonna use a nice, I don't know where his Defiler is, but he's gonna keep moving out here and gonna take out a lot of this right here with these lurkers. Gonna have to siege up these tanks right here, and the Lings are coming out to play, boys. Comes a carrier. No, I thought that was a drop. Not some red stuff getting used. Or no, those guys are just getting blasted. All of these tanks are, I mean, all of these lurkers are having a field day. This Expo is going to completely go down. And I think Dano is making more carriers. And GameToss is just basically carrying this game right now. Nice little lurkers into the swarm right there. And a couple storms going to come down. And trying to took out all of these, took out all of that. So, and he might make a few more hatcheries. He's still got, I mean, he's able to mass pretty good with the hatcheries that he has, the amount of hatcheries that he has. So, comes a couple carriers. Speech doing a nice job putting some cannons here. Make sure this Expo doesn't happen again. And these carriers are going to go right over the Dragoon. So not a good play by Dano right there. These lurkers having a field day, and smart move here by ViperClass, going to re-siege up on the hill. I think that was 2 Defilers that went down, and now it's back to GameToss getting attacked again all game, I think. Now that this is cleaned up. So, a couple carriers in here that made it. And Speech needs to go for drops. I mean, I don't know why he doesn't drop. If you drop the Zerg, one drop would just absolutely obliterate, and it's open to drop. So, 1 or 2 drops would absolutely obliterate his minerals here. So, yeah, I'm not sure why he doesn't try to drop. And dropping's super fun. So we got a couple carriers here. We got a couple Templars here. A lot of Devours. A lot of Guardians. Going to take out all of these tanks nicely. Might try to take out these cannons. Rebuilding cannons in the middle. A lot of Valkyries here though. So it's going to be a big Valkyrie versus Devourer battle here. And going to absolutely murk right here. We'll see. It's going to be a good battle. Usually Devourers do good against Valkyries. But this is a lot of Valkyries, and I think the Devourers are going to go down, but it's looking close. Yeah, so the Devourers are going to go down here. Did what they could, and ViperClass has 15,000 minerals, so his minerals are fine. A couple Guardians over here, but there's still some Valkyries over here, and this Expo went completely down. And let's see if any nukes got made at this time. No nukes from ViperClass. So at 58 SCV, so he's at a good count of SCV. So is Speech at 55, so they have a lot of units. GameToss going to slowly try to break out here. A couple carriers right here. And using the Lings nicely, gonna put a swarm probably. Nice little green stuff on these guys. When you use the green stuff on the Dragoons and then you got Guardians, it absolutely murks them. So these guys are gonna get smoked. We'll see if ViperClass starts using any Irradiate. Just brings in his Valkyries, and the Valkyries are just so good against Guardians and Mutas. We use the green stuff on the Valkyries here nicely though. And here are a couple carriers, and GameToss trying to bust out here. Some carriers over here, gonna take out that Arbiter before he gets stasis. So we got carriers up here, we got carriers down here, and this is what I'm saying is ViperClass's base was pretty open, and there's a nice stasis right there. So I mean, an easy recall right into his base of just a bunch of Zealots, and you could just start attacking down here and keep recalling instead of trying to go through this choke point with all these tanks. So looks like they might start attacking. Looks like they're going to switch up their attack and start attacking the Protoss here, because they're realizing they cannot bust the GameToss's Zerg here. So I'm able to just hold and actually bust out a little bit. Now he's getting a bunch of Ultralisks, and we get to see some Arnold Schwarzeneggers go at it. A couple Reaver drops, so they're finally, Dano's going to do what he should be doing, but these Valkyries are going to absolutely obliterate these carriers. And those Reavers went down. Needs to drop some Reavers and some Zealots. And looks like GameToss is probably going to be able to start busting out here. He's got the Ultras, he's got the Lings, good combination, and some DTs here though. So these DTs are going to be clutch for Speech here. So good move there by Speech, and slowly breaking out here. Gonna burrow these guys, and nice little irradiate on the Devourer. And so pushing out, these cannons die so quickly to lurkers when there's so many of them. And Speech is really good at rebuilding cannons, I've noticed. So they're going to start trying to kill Dano here while GameToss tries to bust out. And I think GameToss will be able to bust out. So his Zerg is pretty darn good. So I think he will be able to bust out. Here's your Ultras, your little Arnolds. They do 29 damage, and they got that +5 on their already 1 carapace, and you just get murked. So here's your Defiler, trying to work in here. Here's your carriers, some Reavers right here, and they're slowly pushing into Dano's base here. So, and the DTs, I like this combination, the Valkyries, but the only thing is GameToss is busting out, and he's been able to do a lot of damage once he busts out here, I'm sure. Look at this, he's just taking this over. Put out the Overlords here for the DTs, and these guys are just having an absolute field day. So some more Lings here. Gonna make some Hydras. We'll see if he makes some more Lurkers. And now this is going to make the Terran and the Protoss have to start focusing on protecting this. And here's the Expo from GameToss. So smart move here by GameToss. And now with all these carriers, but these might get stasis. Gonna have to take out that Arbiter. Yeah, so good job there. And a couple of Valkyries, or a few Valkyries are coming here. So now that GameToss is slowly pushing out here, they're going to have to start focusing on the Zerg now, and all these carriers are going to be able to start working their way out. So I think if Dano is able to bust out with GameToss, then they can easily, it looks like they could easily kill the Terran here. So couple Templars idled right there, but not going to be able to bust out just that. And this is what Speech does, is he's able to build cannons super fast. So we got these Expos that are going to be getting made pretty soon though, and some more Ultras, and going to put that swarm down probably like right here. These guys are going to be super fast, and they're going to get hit by some tanks, and here comes the full-on attack a little bit earlier than GameToss wanted. And here comes your swarm, and gonna take out, probably put a swarm right here as well. We'll see. Gonna pull that guy back. Carriers are not really able to do, the tanks aren't able to really do anything against the carriers here. And some nice storms coming down from Speech. So, and this Expo right here by GameToss is gonna be extremely helpful. It's gonna keep being able to max out super fast, and the Ultras just keep coming. I don't know how GameToss is able to keep his gas up so well. I think that's because he switches into Zerglings with Ultras, and because he doesn't have an expo gas, but he might get an expo gas, and not sure where that nuke is. So maybe in here. There it is, right here. So here's the nuke-a-duke. Nice little, ooh, so close. Good job there by ViperClass, though. And he even used the scan to get a little bit more vision. So let's see what if we got we got some mutas on the way here, and these overlords are gonna go right into all these cannons. Look at all these cannons. I mean, that's just what Legend Speech does, is he makes so many cannons, but he needs to add dropping to his repertoire. And now it looks like the Terran and the Protoss are going to start attacking the Zerg, and we might have a ton of, now GaemToss's gas is low because he's making a ton of Guardians, I think. Yeah, and he's got a lot of muta, so I think a recall needs to be done by Dano here. So some rates up in here, and here comes the attack. It's gonna be Guardians, Lings, and we'll see if there is a Defiler. But these mutas are gonna really help out, and I think the Valkyries are over here, and not able to. Is this gonna be some Devours? Gonna make some more Guardians here, and a ton of Guardians. So no real Valkyries to really help, because they're they're stasis over here, and they're caught up with the carriers over here. So GaemToss is slowly able to push out here. Got some Zerglings over here, and the Dragoon's just not able to do anything. Might irradiate some of these guys if he can. See if there's any more nukes here. No more nukes for ViperClass at this time. And these guys are going to be pretty well spread out, so they're just kind of going to have a field day over here. Tanks are not going to really be able to do anything, but they're nicely situated against all these gateways, so they get some nice shots up. And these carriers are going to unstasis here. So, but GaemToss is slowly busting out here with his Zerglings and all these Guardians. Gonna have 2 Defilers here. I think he just put a swarm there, I'm not sure. We'll see if he puts another swarm down. And the Devours are doing work here, and the Guardians, not many Valkyries here, because there's only 5 starports that ViperClass has been pumping out of. So we'll see if maybe some ultras. It's just the gas is, it's tough to play off of your own only 10 assimilators. Is it or 12, I guess. So as a Zerg player, and slowly working out here. So, and taking out this side over here as well. So good job there by GaemToss. Is going to build a couple more hatcheries over here. And now it looks like Dano is slowly working his way into ViperClass's building or base, and using the Reavers here to start pushing out. Perfect little swarm right here, going to take out all of these cannons really fast and easily. That's how you deal with that. All these Arbiters should start stasising some of these Valkyries and some of these tanks if he can. There goes one stasis. Might use these ghosts to try to lock down. Here's another stasis, I think. Yeah, so just try to stasis as many of these tanks as you can. So slowly working their way out, and I think we'll see if they try to attack the Protoss, or I think they're just going to keep trying to bust out Dano here. So once they're able to bust out Dano, I think they'll just go right for the Terran actually. But here comes some more cannons getting made by Speech. That's what he does. All of these Lings, I'm loving it. All these Lings and Ultralisks here. having a field day. And look at the tanks. A lot of the tanks are stasised up, so they can't really do anything. And they just unstasised right there. So needs to use the carriers here to try to take out all these tanks. And yeah, look at the minerals of GaemToss. I mean, if you got dropped, be tough. Building some more drones here to make another expo. And a stasis went down right there. And some guardians on the side right here. And look at all these cannons are coming back to haunt. So still controlling the middle. Nice little lockdown on these carriers. And a lot of lockdowns here. So good job there by ViperClass. I do think that ViperClass needs to kind of build up more of his base. He doesn't have enough starports. You want to have about 8 starports and 16 factories. It's usually what your goal is. And this is going to get recontained. And now GaemToss is going to have to do this all over again. It's going to be like, oh gosh, I got to bust this out again. But he has this expo, so he might just send a bunch of guardians over here and try to take out all of this. And maybe he could even possibly drop speech. We'll see. We've seen him drop in the past. And look at all these tanks. So a lot of guardians though, so that should help out. Gonna finish out these Valkyries and run out of there. And yeah, look at all these tanks. Little irradiate right there. And I don't see the Valkyries. I don't think ViperClass is really able to make any more Valkyries because he just has these 4 starports with control towers. There's your Valkyries getting made. So these Guardians are going to go down, but sending some Guardians over here, yeah, going to clean out some of this, I think. And now a complete second base for GaemToss here. And ViperClass down to 33 SCVs. Dano down to 20, so they killed a lot of their SCVs. I think he stormed his own SCVs because he's got all the minerals in the world. So does ViperClass. So, but these units are not getting used, and GaemToss is going to slowly use his swarms and try to take out these cannons again. And now all of these carriers are going to put some lockdown though. ViperClass doing a good job with all these lockdowns. Here comes some zealots. It will slowly maybe try to push out here. That's a lot of tanks. So many tanks from ViperClass. I think that's basically all of his units. Tanks and a few ghosts. And these all just locked down here. So, yeah, absolutely destroying. I don't know what Speech is saying to his partner to get some Valkyries. But doesn't have enough starports to really get too many Valkyries. So, and GaemToss is going to slowly try to push out with these Sunkens. So he's trying to make a little base of his own. And he's got some Hydras here. He's got a lot of Guardians here. So should be no problem. Looks like Speech is going to switch up his units into Zealots because his gas is getting pretty low. And he had to make some more probes, so that's gonna make his production lose a lot of units. So, and slowly busting out. So all the units are right here in the middle. And now I think Dano could start attacking ViperClass here. It looks like he's sending out a ton of zealots. One thing you want to do with your carriers is you want to kind of keep them spread out. Keep a couple here, keep a couple here, keep a couple here. Just so if they do get stasis, they don't all get stasis at once. Here is some more Guardians and a bunch of Lings, and I'm gonna guess there's gonna be some Ultras that get made from GaemToss to really finish out this middle right here. So, and it looks like ViperClass is gonna go down right here. So, a lot of units here from from Speech, but during that time, GameToss is gonna just keep pounding at the middle right here. So these tanks are all going down super quickly. So I think that it looks like GameToss and GameToss and Dano are gonna win this one. There goes the main ViperClass. ViperClass does have a lot of minerals, and he does have an expo here. Yeah, and he's just gonna leave. So, yeah, good game right there. A long 2 versus 2. I do think that Dano could have played a lot better, and I do think that Speech could have played a lot better with drops. ViperClass did a pretty good job. Could have went for some more starports, but I mean, he even had a whole full expo right here. And GameToss played like a boss, basically playing this one versus 2 for 45 minutes. So good game right there. Give it a like, give it a subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Have a good Sunday.